Today's sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Now a 2nd and 10. First run now for Kyron Williams. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
To throw is Stafford. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Williams running left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Brought down that time by Quay Walker.
Brings up 2nd.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Back deep for the Raiders is Trey Tucker. Yeah, he was looking for the check out bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game. You just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. But this guy, he is hard to corral.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Open man is Naylor. He's got it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Raider first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, he's got Mayer.
Mendoza's
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that'll make it second down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's incomplete. That is first incompletion after a 4-for-4 start.
Yeah, but they shouldn't back off from what they're doing. I like the play calling right out of the gate. I like the tone that they're setting. Keep going in that direction.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. They'll look to throw again. That is caught. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 29-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
First down, Raiders.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And the Raiders are going to have a first and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
First and goal, Raiders.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. But that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
A run straight ahead with Jeanty. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to third and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now this one thrown away. Will we see a flag? No. I'll say there was a receiver nearby. Pretty generous call, but either way, it's fourth down. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, That's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get sixes instead of threes.
Rams, nothing.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. That one taken in by Whittington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 11.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. That's into the hands of Parkinson, the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter. 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Now Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams have taken the lead. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point attempt to follow here.
The extra point.
And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Makes the score Rams 7.
So this drive
Raiders
spans
3.
7 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Mendoza. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bowers. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
On first down, it's Genty. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now a 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, Mendoza. That's over the middle. He finds Naylor. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 37. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Operating from the gun, Mendoza. That's to Naylor once again. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Mendoza now, operating from the gun. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jalen Naylor from 8 yards out. And the Raiders are able to move back in front.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown, exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. gets through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Raiders 10.
So that drive
Rams
consumes
7.
9 plays all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Matthew Stafford, the rest of the LA offense heading back out there. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. They'll get this complete to Whittington. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards right off the bat, but a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They try the left side here with Williams. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Here now, 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, 1st round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense. The Rams on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead of give up the middle to Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Ethan Evans on now to punt. For the Rams.
Officially. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Looking to put a drive together. To throw is Mendoza. Throwing to start the drive. To run for it, the decision a good one, picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
1st down, Las Vegas.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
6 yards there on the keeper at 2nd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
2 minutes remaining in the 1st half, 10-7, our score. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 4. Now this time he'll look to throw. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the 1st time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the 1st half. After that possession, Now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Xavier Smith deep for L.A. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. L.A. readies for its next possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Out of the gun, Stafford. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. That's taken in left side by Whittington. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
At the 49-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Stafford.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
3rd down and less than a yard.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Stafford now to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33.
It's a gain of 16
A sizable
yards.
16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Caught on the right side by Adams. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd,
more yards.
as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Adams, the man in motion right. Here's Stafford. That is caught inside the 5. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's another Rams 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Throwing again is Stafford. And this is caught. He's got a touchdown, LA. A great effort there as the 1st half is winding down. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the final stages of this 1st half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10.
14. Raiders 10.
So that drives 7 plays in length. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Mendoza. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. He'll drop this underneath for Genty. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Now Mendoza, a final shot before break. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hanson with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Second and a couple. On the zone read, to give to Genty. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Mendoza. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And here's Mendoza. Off play action. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Trey Tucker, 57 yards. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And it's now 17-14. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Whether it's offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Back to throw, Stafford. That's caught, Puka Nacua. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now they'll send Adams in motion left. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And the Raiders have got him. Quay Walker came through to make the sack. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
In motion right goes Adams. Throwing on second and long. Stafford. And his throw here is incomplete.
The partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Stafford. This one swung out to Williams. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And he couldn't get it to check out. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Looking to put a drive together. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Mendoza. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 18.
Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Up the middle, it's Genty. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First down, Raiders.
3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, we want to run up the middle. They can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
44-yard line.
Off the play fake, Mendoza. That's to the left side where he's got Miller. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
A gain of 14.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Back to throw now on first down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
First down, Las Vegas.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Genty. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Operating from the gun, Mendoza. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Giving up 6.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Looking to throw, Mendoza. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty from 4 yards out. And the Raiders had 6 to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Raiders
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in
14.
all. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The LA offense ready for this next possession. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Stafford. Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd down and a yard. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, it's tough time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On the sneak, it's Stanford. And he's going to have a Rams first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. We'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll try the air now with Stanford. Pass complete there to Nakua. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A nice effort and an even nicer stop from Kwity Paye.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Throwing is Stanford. Quick hitter here is complete. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
And 1.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Harrison Beavis on for the field goal. A 36-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Raiders offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On the give, Genty. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 64 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
They go play action here on first down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Akello Witherspoon on the coverage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Mendoza. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Tucker. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Mendoza from the gun on 3rd down. Pass to the sideline, pulled in. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
A gain of 26
Well, that's one way to
yards.
convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Ashton Genty, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Gay is on for the point after. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Rams ready to go on offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
You met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
A good start there on 1st down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
The left side throw complete to Adams. He'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now it's Stafford. Here's back-to-back catches for Davante Adams. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now Stafford. Screenplay set up for Williams. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To the air again, Stafford. They'll get this complete to Whittington. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2.
Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Adams the man in motion right. Stafford now to throw. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
It's a gain.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Rams.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Again, it's Stafford. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here now, 2nd and goal. To throw is Stafford. That is caught at the 7-yard line.
Complete to Colby Parkinson. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Here's Stafford. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
The Rams will line up.
They'll look to run for him with Williams. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Open man down the field. It's Bowers. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
24-yard gain on the play.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And he's going to use his legs here. And he's going to have a Raider first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And they take a knee. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Southern California, so long, everybody.